There were five monkeys jumping on the bed.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Discover with Sbenati. I'm your host, Dr. Halim Sbenati, and today we have an incredibly amazing guest. He is one of my favorite by far, and I've known him since 2013. He's known to be an engineer by day and comedian by night. His name is Abdulla Jasim. He's known for his social media handle as Abid J. He's definitely one of the hardest working people that I know, and one of the funniest for sure. He is a man that makes everyone laugh, from Canada all the way to Bombay and everywhere in between. Abdullah, thank you so much for being on. I'm honored to have you.
Hella. Thank you, man. I appreciate you for having me on your podcast. And I talking about hard work, bro. You put in work, man. You put in work, and I appreciate that, man. So right back at you.
Thank you. I think that's why we resonate so well. I mean,
Definitely.
for us to know each other since 2013 and to stay up to date with each other, even though we've met literally once face to face, is a testament for for the spiritual bond that I would say.
Definitely. Yes, sir.
So my man, I got some questions for you, and I'm gonna pop them, and I'm gonna let you speak freely as you would, and here it goes. Okay, so the first question is, when did you figure out that you were made to be a comedian, and that engineering is merely a gateway to becoming a full-time comedian entertainer? The thing is that the reason I'm asking that question is because, I mean, you by profession you're an engineer, and so but I mean you do have a very funny side to you, a very comedic side, which worldwide people are enjoying. So when did you figure out that that's something that you wanted to do?
Well, honestly, I mean, so I never really thought that I would be doing stand up or be doing videos or anything like that. I was just a goofy kid, as you know. I was just like the guy that always messed around, that always just liked to, you know, be fun, right? And how I actually started was it was over a girl, man. Like I was about to get engaged to this
Oh,
girl,
okay.
and she basically she kept on sending me these Arab vines, and I'm like, yo, these guys are not even funny, man. Like, I can do better. So I literally I literally made a video to prove to her that I can do better. And that video, I mean, it didn't go viral, but it did really well.
Which one was
People
that
loved
one?
it. So I was like, all right, which one was it?
Yeah, which one was that one?
My first video was me making fun of white people. I love my white people, but you know what I'm saying? We got to roast y'all sometimes. And basically it was how Arabs hunt mice versus how white people hunt mice. And white
Yes, I
people
saw
are
that
like,
one. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
they're very humane. They're like, oh, let's make sure we catch them and let it out in the wild. Whereas Arabs like, mother, pop, pop, pop. They start hitting it with brooms and bats. And so yeah, that was kind of the first video. And then it just spiraled out from, I started making, because I had a whole bunch of ideas. Then I was like, oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. And I started creating. And, it's really a process. It didn't take, to grow the following that I have today. It didn't come easy. I had to put in a lot of work, a lot of, creative thought and yeah, so that's how it kind of started. But I mean, like I said, I've always kind of been that funny guy.
You're
And
very smart. You're very, very smart. Sorry to cut you off. You're very
yeah.
smart because you know how to pay attention to trends, and then you
Mhm.
act on them really, really quickly. And
Yeah.
and it's not only just acting on, anyone can just like act on it, but you act on it in a very relevant sense and make it super funny. So like you definitely have talent. There's a lot of skill, and I know you're putting in a lot of work.
Yeah, and I think that's what I mean. Honestly, that's where maybe the analytical side, my engineering brain, kind of helps, where I can really think about a lot of different things and make connections that are really far away that no one else would kind of think of. So I feel like my analytical brain really helps me with a lot, allowing me to think outside the box. Whereas more people will just, like, most people literally copy trends, right? They'll just do the same thing, where I try to give my original twist to it, right? And I think that's what's kind of made me a little, I won't say super successful, but we on our way. We on our way.
You're definitely on your way, bro. The most recent one that you did that kind of put a huge spin on the trend of on TikTok now. There's that trend of girls taking off their towels and going in front of their boyfriends, and
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
you made a huge twist with a woman taking off her hijab. I mean, I couldn't stop laughing. That was something else.
Because another thing is, I have a very, I have most of my audience is, I can't really cuss in my content. I can't talk about dirty things. So I have to find a way to, still, because I mean, the trend is like, yo, the girl showing the guy everything. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I can't do that. So let me, so I really have to filter a lot of the things that I do, which kind of it really helps me with the creativity part, because it's like, it's so much easier to cuss and talk about dirty things. That's just funny. That's how it is. But to be clean and be funny, that's a lot harder.
Mm-hmm. And who do you look up to the most? Because the person that I associate you a lot with, especially from the way that you have your comedy, is Will Smith. Like a lot of your mannerisms, a lot of the way that you even like direct your comedy is the way that he's done it. I mean, I grew up with Will Smith, so I mean, is that true? Do you have any other influences?
Well, yeah, Will Smith definitely. I would say that watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air made me want to be funny, because he was so cool. He was so just swagged out with it, And I was like, man, he's hilarious. So I definitely wanted to be like, he's definitely my number one. But when it comes to like, because I like my favorite type of humor is like ratchet humor.
Okay.
Because I was raised in Detroit, but I was born in Arizona, but I was raised in Detroit. So like that just that like Cat Williams type of humor, where it's just like super out there, and I think that is hilarious. So like I try to because a lot of Arab comedians, especially the ones that make it in America, they try to whitewash the content, right? They make it so that it's very like, oh, Arabs are cool, hey,
right. Yeah, they try
whereas me, you know what I'm saying? Like the Arab community and the Arab family household is ratchet as hell. You know what I'm saying? And I love that. I love that about us. So I like to stick to being me, just like Cat Williams and Will Smith. They're just who they are. Like, hey, listen, accept me for who I am,
Right.
So yeah.
That's awesome. Where do you see this taking you? So you're an engineer, and you're a chemical engineer. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're a chemical engineer. So I mean, you do have brains on you, and usually it's actually the comedians that are very smart that make it. Where do you see it? Where, I mean, do you want to do Netflix specials? Do you want to do your own shows on YouTube? Like, where do you see this going?
So honestly, I mean, my goal obviously would be to travel the world doing stand-up, but also I don't want to just do stand-up, because I'm not just a stand-up comedian, and I'm not just a video an actor, right? Like I do both, and I do both really well. And that's what kind of makes me stand out more than a lot of these, because most comedians are just comedians, and most YouTube people are, or Instagram, whatever, they're just like, you can't really mix the two. They don't even like each other. Really, they don't. So I'm in the middle, like, yo, what's up, guys? I do both. Hey, So my goal really, really is to, like, my number one goal is to tour the world, and I think that's going to be coming up here very soon, inshallah.
Nice.
But I want to do shows and movies, man. Nice. Like I'm aiming big, bro. Like I want to have my own show. I want to have be a star of a feature film. You know what I'm saying? Like nice. I aim big. I dream big, and if I don't make it, it's all good. But I'm gonna put in the work, and
of course, and you are putting in the work. And what kind of show are you talking about?
Huh?
What kind of show? You said you want your own show.
So I can do a comedy show, but I have this idea that I can't really talk about.
Okay.
But just think of it as like an Arab gangster.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like just that's all I gotta say. Like think of Peaky Blinders, but an Arab in America doing some shady business.
Okay.
Just yeah.
You mean like an actual show with the other actors?
Like a full blown. I have it all in my head, and it's an awesome show. And I need the right people to present it to. But I think it's gonna be sweet, and I think it's very relatable, and it So
I'll be the first subscriber.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So hopefully Netflix, is like, hey, what's good? I like this idea. No, but whatever, man. Inshallah. That's all I gotta say is that
Have you ever discovered? I mean, your voice is your voice is telling in that you have capabilities in producing something that people that wish they could because of lack of their voice. Did you think of, I don't know, producing some kind of music, some tracks?
Yeah, I love singing. I love, honestly, when I first started putting videos before I even did the whole comedy thing,
Hmm.
I was doing singing videos. Like that was kind of my thing. I really like to sing. And then my brother would always be like, "Shut the hell up! You can't sing. You suck." So then he kind of ruined my confidence. So, but I mean, yeah, I've done several songs. But they're usually, I use my voice in a comedic way.
That's right.
But I definitely eventually want to start making music because I love it. I love dancing. I love singing. So.
Justin Timberlake. Do you you're like, you strike me as Justin Timberlake, the Arab version. Style wise, in terms of your cross-platform skill, you can, he does everything, right? Like he does acting, he does singing, he does,
It's funny too.
he's extremely talented in everything. You're very much like him. Do you see yourself as that too?
He's my favorite. I mean, you got it right. Yeah, I love him. Justin Timberlake's my man, bro. Yeah, and I agree. He's very talented, and I wish I can do half of the things that he's done. But we just gotta, keep hustling. But yeah, definitely, you got it right on with Will Smith and Justin Timberlake. Those are my favorite two people in the industry.
So I'm good at picking up trends.
Yes, you are.
That's good. So you've done comedy tours, shows, and appearances, and you said that your ultimate dream is to do, your own show, to do Netflix, to do world tour. Are you thinking maybe writing a book too?
So the thing is, I'm an engineer, right? I'm good with numbers.
Ah.
That's why I don't have a Twitter. I don't like writing. I hate writing. I like writing a tweet.
Right.
But honestly, if I could write about like a biography about my life with my mom and my family, I think it'd be an amazing story. So maybe one day I'll find a writer that's willing to just sit down and I just tell him the story and he just writes it.
Okay.
That
And
could,
so if you were to write a book, then what would the title be and why? Or if you were to get someone else to write it for you as you dictate to them what you want on in the book, what would be the title and why?
I would call it Arab Ratchetry. That's what it would be. And it would just literally, and why is because I'm telling you, like my family, like we're very well respected in the community, and but it's not just my family. It's just the things that we do and the things that happen and the situations, the family, there's just like that family dynamic is hilarious, man. And it is so like people will be like, "What? Like what just happened? What are you talking about?" But it's just and I think that's why we have something special, and that's why I think that Arabs really need to be proud of where they come from, because there's really a lot there.
Right.
So yeah.
And certainly you're not short of talent. So I mean, whatever it is that you're gonna do, I'm pretty sure it's gonna turn into gold.
Inshallah, brother, inshallah.
Yes, inshallah. And you know what? Like, tell me something. I do have one last question before we end this. But with regards to you being able to really do an extremely good job at imitating different kinds of accents. Did you always were you always talented in this? Did you have to practice? Did you know that you had that in you? Like what's the story there?
So I think it started in high school when I met my because I would always do the Arab accent. Like I like imitating people, and it's not just like doing an accent, right? Like I feel like with me it's more of like a character. Like I'm embodying this person fully. Like when you ask me a question, I'm gonna answer you how that person would answer you, not how you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just an accent, right? So I think when it first started, with obviously the Arab accent was my first one, just my dad and his friends and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then copied my mom and I imitate her like spot on.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I knew that I could do it, like actually was when I had my first, the first Scottish person I ever met was my AP Calc professor in high school. And, he'd just be like, hello class, welcome to, calculus. Today we're going to learn some integrals and derivatives. And I was like, what? So I just started making fun of him. I'm like, excuse me, professor, I have a question for you. And he'd get so mad, you know what I'm saying? So and then once I got the Scottish accent, I started adding a whole bunch of other accents, just because I just like pick somebody and I'll watch their facial expressions and how they talk and how they move. And then it just kind of just clicks. So, I mean, obviously it takes practice, but I don't just sit there and practice. Like, I'll just talk to somebody in the accent and just mess with it and have fun with it,
You're gifted. You're gifted. There are people that train on how to copy accents, and you're able to flip between different kinds of accents like that. And I've seen you. I've seen your lives. I've seen you do it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Honestly, my favorite, huh?
You don't find it hard to do that, to switch between accents just like that? Honestly.
No, honestly, because like I told you, it's just like it's funny. My camera guys, every time I have a camera guy, they're always so surprised because like I'll be fully in character, and then as soon as I finish what my thought is, I'm like, all right, so what are we doing next? And he's like, what? Like, how do you just what? Like, what just happened? So. But honestly, like my favorite thing to do when I do the accents is mess with people. Like I'll just like walk up to a random person on the street and then I'll just do the accent. And the goal is for them to believe my accent. When they believe my accent and they really think I'm who I'm portraying,
right,
it just makes me feel so happy inside. I'm just like, yeah, this guy is so clueless to what I'm doing.
And you've done videos like that.
Oh yeah, I wish I could record all, because I do it literally all the time. And whenever I'm out with my family, I do it all the time. But it's really hard to record it because you want a natural reaction,
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, if I were able to record the things that I've done to people, like viral.
Yeah.
Viral. But it's just
Pretty sure beyond the things that are already going viral with you. Did you notice that your little short clip there, the coronavirus clip? Did you notice that it went viral?
Sorry, you broke up. Can you say that again?
Yeah. Your coronavirus clip. Where we say coronavirus.
Yeah.
Did you notice it went super viral?
Yeah, and what's funny is I was waiting for, I wasn't even planning to post that. I was at a Starbucks line, and then the car in front of me, I heard like they lowered their window. And they just started coughing outside, and I just looked up and I was like, coronavirus! That's it. Literally, that's how it happened.
And now it's everywhere. People have used it like within TikTok and like remixed it. And
no, the original one is Cardi B though. The original one is Cardi B. She's the one that made the coronavirus, but I just did like my version of it.
Oh, but she didn't make it like. I mean, you guys don't sound alike.
I know, but she definitely. I'm not trying to take her credit, bro. She was the one. You should watch her actual remix of her saying it. It's funny as hell, man.
Oh,
she's out here. She's great. But either way, mine was just like a natural,
Well, I mean, regardless, people are using you in TikTok, like they're using your songs in TikTok to do their own skits.
Yeah, yes, they do. Some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
TikTok is a whole nother game, man. It's a whole nother ball. It's crazy out there.
And are you on TikTok? You are on TikTok, right?
Yeah, I have a TikTok, but I'm trying to jump into it, and it's like a whole, it's a different platform, different audience.
Right.
So you gotta jump on the trends, and there's a lot of cringy things on there. That's just like, I'm not doing it. I have to. I try to stay original, even though I jump on trends, but I'm not doing any of these. Like, I'm good on that,
I like how you put your own twist to it. I think that's what makes it really original and funny, and really attracts people towards you because you're able to put a spin on it and think outside the box to the point where people are like, "That's hilarious! Like, I can't believe you actually thought of that." Your most recent one, I know it's not a trend, but I think you created one of different types of Arabs, like different nationalities, and how they would react if they got bumped. And that one, like from all your recent ones, which they're all hilarious, that one by itself was like by far super funny. And honestly, thank you so much for making us laugh, especially during this COVID-19 quarantine. Laughter is the best medicine, and so I would be, I wouldn't hesitate to call you doctor. since you do give quite a bit of laughter to everyone across the globe, not just to North Americans.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Lastly, I want to ask you, because I'm really wondering, and I find it to be like a super good quality of you, is that I feel that whenever someone messages you, you find the time to reply to them. You know, whether it's to acknowledge them by, you know, double tapping their message, or, you know, to say something really quickly. How do you find the time to do that, despite you being, you know, before the whole COVID thing, you're working full time as an engineer and doing this other thing full time? How do you manage to do that, to actually be responsive with all your fans?
So I mean, it's really hard. First off, you know, because I get like hundreds of messages daily, right? People showing love and support and stuff. But I realize that these people, they think, like, most celebrities don't respond. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not trying to say that. I'm saying no, I'm not, for real. But like the people assume that I am, right? They think like, oh my God, like he's never gonna. And then when I respond, they freak out.
Mm.
And for me, it's like they went out of their way to send a message. You know, the least I can do, like, is like you said, double tap. And I usually just thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. You know, that's all of it. But some people, they take it a little too far and like, so how's your day? I'm like, listen.
You responded. Let's talk.
Yeah. So I got to be straight up with them. I'm like, I'm good, but I'm busy. Sorry. No, thank you. You know, so like I try to keep it at a very minimum, and people really, like, people tell other people like, oh yeah, well, me and Abid J are best friends. You know, like he responds to me, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I guess we're best friends.
That's good. Hey man, everyone wants to be best friends with a cool kid.
I guess so, man. So I mean, I don't mind because, like, you know, like I said, that, you know, I really appreciate people that go out of their way to show me love, and I'm gonna, you know, the least I can do is double tap or say thank you so much. You know,
You've been doing that ever since you had 1,000 followers. Like I've noticed you've been doing it all across, and that's why I was like, wow, like you're at 123,000 followers on Instagram by itself. That's let alone from all the other platforms. So the fact that you have time to respond to everyone is a testament towards your dedication to actually building a good, credible fan base. One thing that many people probably don't realize is that you can easily get a lot of followers, right, by buying them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one way to know whether someone actually bought their followers or not is to see the engagement, right? Like the amount of engagement that you have on your content is phenomenal. And that's a testament to the authenticity behind all your work. Look, Abdullah, I really appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming on the podcast. Thank you so much. It's been a blast. I could sit here and talk to you all day, but you know, I'm sure you're busy. You have other things to do. Thanks again, bro. I really appreciate it. I wish you all the best. I would love, if you're down for it, I would love to do a live with you, or maybe join a live as you do one, because I'm sure you do some a lot.
Yeah, definitely, man. Just request and we'll make it happen.
And we'll do it. Thanks again, bro. Thank you, everyone who tuned in to Discover with Sbenati. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're not following Abid J, you're missing out on some good medicine. Go and check him out, Abid J. His profile tag will be everywhere, so I'll put some tags here. And thank you again for listening. On to the next discovery.